Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew, and today, notice I'm kind of looking a little more blue. That's because of Luxo, shining the blue light to give me more color, How the LEDs going around look very colorful today. That being said, today we got some new Godzilla vs. Kong news updates in regards to the sequel, number 2, which we got a new title. We've got potentially some new plot points, which I kind of found a plot hole, potentially, and more of like speculation. But that being said, let's dive right in. First up, the all-new working title. This is not its official title, this is just its working title. Keep in mind, movies do this sort of thing all the time. Godzilla King of the Monsters, if you remember behind the scenes, they called it Fathom, which was probably a reference to the Beast of 20,000 Fathoms, which, if there's one Titan that deserves to be in the MonsterVerse, it's this guy. He literally was one of the big inspirations behind Godzilla. Think about it. They're both giant lizards who destroyed a city. Not to mention, they were only a year apart. The Beast of 20 Fathoms was 1953, Godzilla was 1954. So, with that being said, even if he is niche, or the movie title Fathom could just be because they couldn't fathom that this movie is happening, after so long. But yeah, if you're wondering what this movie's title is called, or at least working title, it's called Origins. That is quite a odd title, I will say, for a MonsterVerse movie, because again, I know it's not the official title, but it gives us some new plot elements potentially to work with, because this movie might explain what that war was in Godzilla vs. Kong 2, Godzilla vs. Kong 1, that they alluded to, with Godzilla and Kong's ancestors just duking it out, getting together, having a big old war. And we definitely know one of them at least won. But who was it? I definitely think it was Godzilla, though. Probably the novel explained otherwise, or in my favor. But that being said, I think that that's what this movie is going to partially explain. This is a sequel, not a prequel. But that being said, I did notice a plot point, or a major plot hole in this movie, if this is truly part of the sequel. That's taking place after GVK. Do you guys remember where this movie is being filmed? In Australia. And where this movie is being disguised as? Rio, where the movie is going to be taking place. It takes place in Rio, Brazil. Rio, 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 Rio. Brazil, Brazil. Say it with me, everyone. It's it's probably a really good city. And I will say that is one of the best locations to film a MonsterVerse movie. The problem is that Rio's destroyed in the MonsterVerse. Now, hold up. You want me to... let's reverse to Godzilla King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters established that once a Titan destroys a city, you cannot use that city again. Both literally in movie universe and actually behind the scenes, production. Because in Godzilla King of the Monsters, it's literally one of the big plot points that Titans around the world have some sort of energy radiation that wherever they go, life follows them. And Behemoth destroyed Rio, Brazil, in 2019, leaving Rio in complete ruins. So that same thing happened, where the plant life followed, took over the entirety of Rio. But how exactly is Rio back? And most importantly, it's going to get destroyed. People are running away in the behind-the-scenes video. Once the VFX guys are done their work, we're going to see Titans just destroying everything. It's going to be big. It's going to be cinematic. But the problem is that Behemoth King of the Monsters established that Rio's now in complete wildlife now. It's literally just controlled by plants and everything. Behemoth has the ability to do this. Every radioactive Titan does this. Godzilla did it with San Francisco and Las Vegas. Well, the Mutos at least did as well. So because of that, Rio doesn't. It's impossible for Rio to come back this way. But I have a few exclamations as to why. This might not. Okay, this is a theory, and I don't really have any evidence to back this up. Because this is just more of a thought theory rather than something that actually has full on proof. What we're seeing in the behind the scenes video, where everyone's running away from the Australian beach, well, Rio Beach, is not Godzilla, as we thought. It's Behemoth. Now, there's mainly one thing that I'm trying to think of here. This is one of the movie's openings or the start of something to do with the plot. Because King of the Monsters had a very dense and plot-heavy story. Tons of things going on. I really liked it. It was really meat and juicy. Lots to bite into. But before this turns into a Godzilla King of the Monsters re-review, because I did that years ago, let's talk about specifically what this is depicting. I think it's depicting Behemoth. Honestly. This is the only way that they can do this. That, or they're just going to retcon the whole thing, say, Rio's being rebuilt. Yay! But you guys literally established that Rio couldn't be rebuilt. No city can, after a Titan's already destroyed it, and lo and behold, Behemoth already annihilated the place. So I don't really see how after Behemoth did his work on Rio, that they can just rebuild it. Because humanity can't compete with nature in that sort of sense. Because I think that wildlife is going to grow faster than the speed that humans can build stuff. Because realistically, don't you guys think that San Francisco and Las Vegas would have been rebuilt? No. The wildlife caught there before they could. Plus radiation, all that sort of stuff. Although the radiation was definitely used to just enhance the wildlife and, refurbish everything. It looks really nice. So yeah, that's like a big problem. I definitely don't want... Okay, as much as I would love to see Godzilla rise out of the water and annihilate the place, that's literally set a plot point firm, and you're just going to break it, and it's going to cause a big plot hole if Godzilla shows up years later saying, okay, hey everyone, I'm here to destroy Rio, and then just annihilate the place. But Behemoth already did that, and you get the point. So I really hope that this is just a flashback. Which, speaking of flashbacks, I also hope that this movie does not have too much flashbacks. Because if you're going to have the flashback with Behemoth in there, plus, like, the GVK, Godzilla's and Kong's war against each other, in the Hollow Earth and everything, that's, fine and dandy. But I just don't want to see too much of it. I definitely want to see it, but I don't want there to be too much of it. Because otherwise, that's going to take away from the story and what we're being told in the present. Because I really do want this to be a sequel Godzilla and Kong centric story, because it's confirmed that both of them are appearing in this movie. But now that we're seeing a potential Behemoth, flashback in what might be the GVK wars of ancient times, I just don't want there to be other flashbacks. That's all the flashbacks you need. Because this ain't a prequel. It's a sequel. Also, please more Doug. You know who Doug is by now, probably. The little Godzilla relative that ate the crustacean. Still can't remember his name. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really excited to see what they do with this movie in 2024. I can't wait to see Godzilla and Kong on the big screen again, duking it out, potentially, or teaming up, who knows. I just want to see them on the big screen together. I haven't had the opportunity to do so yet because I missed out on King versus Kong in theaters. Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters because I watched it on streaming. Obviously why. But 2024 is a long way away. We have to do the rest of 2022, 2023, and then the first few months of 2024 until we can finally get it in March of that year. So I'm excited. Are you guys excited? I hope you guys are. Leave a like if you are, and if you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys definitely did, leave a like. Subscribe, obviously what I just said. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone.